Bueno, rápidamente,
Buenas
ya estamos
noches.
grabando. Bienvenidos todos.
En el
El día de hoy
celular.
tenemos un programa muy especial. Hoy jueves 14 de agosto. Estamos, como siempre decimos, de manteles largos porque tenemos a una pareja muy especial. Ellos son de los líderes más importantes que existen en LifeWave a nivel mundial. Apenas tienen 3 años en esta compañía. Tienen una extraordinaria historia que contar. Verdaderamente digna de escucharse. Estoy seguro que muchos de ustedes se van a inspirar mucho con ellos. Pero además no solamente tienen el rango, porque acuérdense que una cosa es el rango y otra cosa es el don de gente, la amabilidad, la cercanía con los demás, la vibra con los demás, la amabilidad, el estar cerca. Devon y Sara, desde que nosotros los conocimos, Esteban y yo, que tuvimos la oportunidad de conocerlos cuando recién entramos a esta empresa, llevábamos un mes y medio más o menos cuando los conocimos, o dos, y fueron extraordinariamente gentiles con nosotros, nos trataron como si nos conociéramos de toda la vida, nos dieron la bienvenida a la familia de una manera tan increíble, y eso que no es, ellos están en nuestra upline, no, o sea, no tan cerca de nosotros, o sea, están arriba de nosotros, pero no están pegados a nosotros, o sea, y aún así nos han tratado como si ellos hubieran sido nuestros sponsors, como si ellos nos hubieran patrocinado, nos han tratado siempre de maravilla y siempre están dispuestos a ayudar al equipo. Así es que bueno, para mí es un honor presentarlos. Son personas que tienen más de 10 años en el mundo del mercadeo en red. Esta profesión cambió su vida por completo. Ellos lo van a contar. Han ganado más de 10 millones de dólares en esta profesión. Y bueno, han ayudado a miles y miles de personas. Y como siempre se los digo, no hay fórmulas mágicas. Se trata de hacer el bien sin mirar a quién. Se trata de hacer las cosas con sentido común. Se trata de tener un propósito claro. Se trata de tener ganas de ayudar a los demás. Y en eso y en muchas otras cosas más son expertos Devon y Sarah Robinson. So, my dear friends, I was giving a little introduction about you. Now we have everything ready, the interpretation, the simultaneous translation, everything is ready for you guys. So in behalf of all my team, Esteban, all our leaders, all the families represented in this call, which is a lot of families from all over the world, most of them in Mexico, the US, but some in Central and South America. We give you we welcome you, and we wanted to tell you that we are so thankful and so grateful and so honored to have you here. We love you guys, and I'll pass the mic to Esteban very fast. Esteban, please. I know you want to welcome them as well. Pero tú también ya estás de coanfitrión. Ah, nunca te puse. I'm sorry. Now you are. I'm sorry.
There you go. Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with everybody, the U90X team, and of course, welcome Sarah and Devon. When we met you guys, it was very a honor to meet you guys, because not just because you're our uplines, but the professional you are, the story you have. When I came to Destin to the leadership training, I told Juan Carlos once I saw you both and you spoke at the stage. We said, I have all my notes here, and just because of this, it was worth it to came here and see, of course, your vision, your leadership, and everything that you were doing in order to create what you just created. Would you create an amazing organization? And we're here to learn from you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here with our team. And and the stage is yours. At the end, we can give you a few questions that we're going to give to you guys, so you can answer to everybody. And thank you again for your time. Welcome.
I apologize. So I'm actually going to pull up, when I get into the presentation, the Spanish presentation. So at least you guys can read in Spanish as I speak. So I hope that works out well, because I've done this 1,000 times. I think I have them memorized. So I'm Sarah Robinson. I wish my husband was sitting right next to me, but I love in this industry, you can divide and conquer, not just within your relationships at home, but we can do it as a team, right? With technology now, oh my gosh, this technology has taken us to totally different levels. I'm just saying, like Zoom, interpretation, how we can build this business worldwide. This morning, I was on a Zoom call with a new Malaysia team. I I don't know Malay. It's just unbelievable where we can go with this industry and how you can have a business and impact people worldwide. So just a little bit about me. My name's Sarah Robinson. My husband's Devin Robinson. We're somewhere up there in above Juan and Esteban, Juan Carlos and Esteban, but we are truly honored. That night that we met and I met the both of you, I was just in awe of meeting you both in the history that you have in this industry. I'm absolutely honored. I pinch myself that I get the opportunity to work with you. And every one of you on this call, just know the value of a good upline. Know the value of people who understand this industry that will go to the ends of the earth to support you. It is so now some people can do it without. I cannot. I need a good upline. I need someone to have my back. I need a team to work with, and you have two of the best in the industry, and we are so blessed to know you guys. So a little bit about Devin and I, and Juan Carlos. Devin wanted to know if you can unmute his mic. He just texted me. So a little bit about Devin and I is we got started in this industry when we were really young. So I actually dropped out of high school at the age of 16. I got signed to a modeling agency. I come from very humble beginnings. So at the beginning of my life, my family had a lot of poverty, a lot of trauma, a lot of violence. I was fostered for a couple of years. So I kind of was like a rags to riches story. I dropped out of school because I knew I had no future at college because I went to 13 different schools by the time I was in the 11th grade. I never felt rooted in the education. So I got signed to a modeling agency. I joined this modeling agency, top company in the world, and I failed because I developed an eating disorder. So after about 2 years of modeling, I left my contract and I went back home to Devin. And at the time I was 18, he was 24. He went on a lobster trip with his uncle. And when he came home from the lobster trip, he had an MLM, a network marketing product in his hands. And I went, "What's that?" He goes, "I don't know. It's just really good for you. My uncle said I need to do it and I'm going to do it." And I said, "Okay, I have nothing else going on." I was almost, and I take this quote from Kyle Kimbrough, who's also a partner of ours. But he says something, it's called the gift of desperation. And that's exactly what I had when we were first introduced to this industry. I had nothing else. And this industry gave me hope that I could go and follow a system and get behind a product that aligns with me and help people feel better. And potentially I could build passive income. Like, it just made sense how some people might be a little standoff. For me, when I first heard about this, I was like, why isn't everybody doing this? Right? So Devin and I joined our first company. We had wonderful leadership, including Steve and Gina Merritt, Mike Hernandez. I've known him for almost 18 years. I've known these people a very long time. I kind of blindly joined LifeWave because I trust them so much. And we ended up making over $10 million in a 10-year journey with that company. And it absolutely changed our lives. Devin and I then kind of walked away from network marketing for a couple of years. We got married. We had some babies. We built a home. We built 7 traditional businesses. So we went more into traditional farming, RV parks. We had a ladder company at one point, a t-shirt brand, Airbnbs, and then the whole kids thing is a lot. So in 2022, we got the phone call. It was July of 2022, and it was from Mike Hernandez, Devin's brother, and Steve and Gina Merritt. They were all on the phone with us, and we're like, "We're doing this." I was reluctant at first. I didn't understand. I thought you had to be a network. I thought you had to be an influencer to now be successful in this industry. I had never been on a Zoom before. So I was a little like, I'm not going to do this. Well, Devin immediately sees the green light. His octaves are going up as he's talking. He wants to get in on the biggest package. Like, he is on board within 30 seconds of his first conversation. And I thank Devin every day. It's the first time in our marriage I say, "Thank you for not listening to me." I'll never say it again, but I said it. I've said it for that. He absolutely changed our destination by listening to that voice, having an open heart, trusting people in this industry. We jumped in with 2 feet. Once I put the patches on and realized it was the real deal, it helped my stomach immediately. I've had stomach problems since I was 18. Devin's had long COVID issues. My testimony happened within 10 days. Stomach pains went away, energy through the roof, insomnia gone away. I feel like the bionic, like Sarah, immediately from putting these patches on. Devin took about 2 months, but he was using other people's testimonies. He didn't need a testimony. He was excited about the what do they call it this weekend? financial wellness. Devin was looking for a way to set our family free financially. And thank God he did that. And now we've been in the company for 3 years. It's absolutely changed our life. I mean, unbelievable. Our first goal was to do $10,000 a month or a week. That was a big goal. We told ourselves we were going to give it 2 years and work the business every day and plug into the system and commit to our team and do it for 10. We did that in the first year. And now we've doubled, tripled that. And it's absolutely, I'm so grateful for God. I'm grateful for this opportunity. It's changed our life. So that's our story.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby.
And Sarah, can I share? And so, and one thing I learned early in my life, I've come from a very humble beginning. I've been so blessed. Of those of you who, if you've ever worked for your mom or your dad or for your family, I was so fortunate in life to work for my parents. So, I always share how fortunate I was to get real strong work ethic and really learn the value of a dollar and really what it took as a family, right? We spun all the plates, me, my mom, and my dad and my brother, right? For all the employees that worked for us and how much of a commitment that was. And so I was so fortunate to have an uncle who was introduced to this, who introduced me and Sarah. But when we were driving in that car, so for those of you guys who are, maybe getting started with LifeWave, been in LifeWave, some of you guys are brand new on the call, just first time listening, when I heard the words, regenerative and stem cell, I was like, wow, this is different. And my buddy's like, Devin, it's patented, it's exclusive. Nobody else can get this. And so, think about the first time somebody said the word Bitcoin in 2001, right? People are like, oh, that's a scam. Oh, yeah. Well, Bitcoin, oh, yeah, you're wasting your money. Don't put your money in that. And then let's speed it up 20 years later, right? And now we know cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is a huge, huge opportunity for people to leverage their time. And so when you think about this industry, proactive wellness, is that something when I say proactive wellness, everybody on the call, if you want better health for you, your mom, your dad, your family, your loved ones, right? Juan Carlos, thank you for helping me. Juan Carlos has been sewing in me last week or so with my fitness, helping me to get, more focused. But anyhow, those are things that just resonated with me and Sarah. Those other things that are aligned with us is that, and then when we figured out that we had this proactive, I tell people it's probably the most prolific wearable device technology that we're ever going to see in our time. It's literally, there's only 2 ways that you can get this GHK copper peptide, and that's through a needle, through an injection, or by simply putting this patch on your body. To me, I was just like, well, I don't know about doing the needle thing every day. I'm pretty busy. But man, putting a patch on my body to elevate this naturally, holistically. Sarah doesn't tell you this in her introduction, but my wife is organic. She is holistic. She is all natural. She's the oil and the honey and all those natural things that God put on this earth to help heal ourselves. That is my wife. Thank you, Jesus, that I have this amazing wife that literally helps me with my health. So those are things that I heard right away. So for me as an entrepreneur, I'm like, I'm in. I'm definitely interested in a natural, holistic way, and then when he told me a little bit about Devin, nobody knows about this. It's brand new and it's patented. It just screamed opportunity to me. And I was like, we're in, let's get our patches. And I started making a couple phone calls, immediately just sharing with friends. I didn't know all the answers, but I knew that I had my hands on something. And so go ahead, babe, if you want to jump into the slide.
You're muted, Sarah. You're muted.
Thank you so much. These slides were sent to me in June of 2024. So some of them information might be a little outdated, but it's okay. I just think it'd be a little bit easier if I could show the slides in Spanish and we'll just correct some stuff along the way. Okay, let me pull it up right here. Okay, so have you been patched? That's the question. I'm going to quickly go through the product and then I'm going to let Devin get more into the opportunity because really what drove me to LifeWave was the product. What made me jump off with 2 feet in is I realized that this is the real deal. It absolutely works. You can't argue with that. Over 200 patents, over 80 clinical studies, 70 patents just on the X39 patch. You're arguing with a fool if they tell you it doesn't work. It is 100% proven. And that's for me was something I could stand behind. So I love talking about the technology. So have you been patched? If you're new to this call, welcome. I'm so excited for you. You have no idea what's about to happen to your daily quality of life. Basically, when you put this little patch on your body, this is like my 4th Zoom today, so my patches are all over the place. But when you put this little patch on your body, it's immediately going to elevate a naturally occurring copper peptide in the body. A peptide that when we were young and we felt like we were invincible, it's what kept our stem cells active. It's what gave us our vitality, our collagen. It helped lower inflammation, where we just felt like we were unstoppable. It was that specific copper peptide. But as we age, we lose the ability to keep this peptide elevated, like other things, like collagen, like other things in the body, right? We lose these abilities. All of that changes with this little, we heard a quote this weekend. I don't know if you remember it, Juan Carlos, but he said, light medicine. I was like, ooh, that's good, right? So we are on the forefront of light medicine. Once you put this on, it's going to elevate a copper peptide with the power of light, no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants. That peptide, once it starts flowing through your body, it's going to start reactivating your own God-given dormant stem cells. And once those stem cells are active, your stem cells are your body's regenerative process in the body. You're going to start experiencing aging in reverse. That's exactly David's goal from when he started this project 10 years and spent $4.5 million in development. His goal was to reverse age on a cellular level with the power of light. Okay. So speaking of David, I call this man a friend. I have his email. If there's ever a question I can't answer, which you really don't need to answer all the questions, but I like to find those answers, I email David. He gets back to me within 24 hours. He's a brilliant man. Before LifeWave, he was a 2-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame. He won Cambridge's Who's Who for his work in biochemistry. He was a well-decorated science before he even thought of LifeWave patches, okay? That's really what separates us. A lot of you might not understand how many network marketing companies start. Typically, it's a team of people, investors, or people who've been in the industry, maybe been a network marketer or have been living in Utah for a long time and their families have network marketing companies. They see what's trending in the world and they go, we need to bring our own product to market. They go into a warehouse, they pick out the best product in the warehouse, they buy that product, they rebrand it, they hire a team of doctors, and they bring it to network marketing. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I love network marketing products, but we are so unique because of this man right here. He has invented every single technology that we have brought into the marketplace. He has now, because this is an older presentation, he has now obtained over 200 patents from the United States government. Over 70 of those patents are regenerative science patents, meaning that he has to prove with human clinical data, like actual human blood and urine analysis, that our patch does exactly what we claim it does. In David's early years, he owned his own lab on the outskirts of a military base. He was building metal combustion engines, oxygen systems, and survival equipment from the military. That's what he would get contracts, invent these things, and sell them to the military. Well, his last project with the military was to create an energy system, our first prototype to our energy patches, that would use the light that these Navy SEALs would emit to reflect their own wavelengths back into the body, which would elevate oxygen in the blood and give them more energy. Once David created this, he left that contract and he said, I'm ready to start my own company. Now, how am I going to bring this to market? He tried different avenues over a couple of years. GNC came, team of doctors, QVC approached him, but then all of a sudden he got exposed to networking. He started networking with the Olympic arena. He got his foot in the door. They approved our patches, and Richard Quick, who was the #1 coach for the Olympic team, got it approved and got the patches on the swim team. They were beating their personal records during practice, guys. That's a big deal. So everyone wanted access to it. And the word of mouth spread. David saw the power of networking and he said, this is the direction. God told him, this is the direction I have to go. So in 2004, he launched LifeWave as a direct sales company. With that momentum with the Olympics, we did 17 million in our first year. And then from 2004 to 2008, he created different variations of the patch. But in 2008, David took all of his resources, all of his attention, everything, and focused solely in on one thing: age reversal, stem cell research. That is it. And from after 10 years and $4.5 million in development, David launched the X39, over 70 patents for this one patch. He launched the X39 in 2020. This is our #1 patent for the X39. It's 31 pages long. I would love to read through it with you, but I'm not going to bore you. But basically, the abstract of this 20-year patent shows here that what did we find, right? What were we awarded? Beneficial effects, at least by providing phototherapy, meaning this is phototherapy, nothing else, no drugs or stimulants, to human body. And for an example, in some embodiments, meaning in our studies, as a result of elevating copper peptide, what happens after that? Activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, improved wound healing. Guys, if it did one of those things, I would buy it. We saw that in our studies. Like, how impressive is that, right? So why has this patch created over 2,000% growth in our company in just a couple of short years? Because people want access to stem cells. We all know the regenerative medicine, regenerative science market is hotter than ever. All the biohacking, the red light saunas, the cold plunges, the hydrogen water machines, everyone right now is in that space. And there's a lot of money flowing through that space. But the number one category in regenerative science is stem cells. People want access to them and they can't afford them. And now all of that changes when you introduce them to the X39. The fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age, the slower you heal. We peak at stem cell activity in our 20s. By our 30s, we do a lot of damage between our 20s and 30s. By our 30s, 50% of our stem cells are dormant. That's why we start to blow our back out. We start to get crow's feet. We just start going downhill. But by the age of 60, it's a downward spiral because you have almost no stem cell activity. And all of that changes. Did you guys know you could activate stem cells? I had no idea before this. These are industry secrets that David is patenting and bringing to market with over 10 years of research. It's so exciting. So how does the patch work? This is a proprietary form of phototherapy. Phototherapy has been in American medicine for over 200 years. When a baby is born with jaundice in the hospital, there's a medical device that emits blue light. There's wavelengths in that light that communicates with the baby's brain, and it helps the baby's body heal from jaundice. In Eastern medicine, we all know of the red light saunas and the red light masks. Those emit light, and those lights have wavelengths, and it helps our body elevate collagen. It creates a change in the body through the communication of light therapy, light medicine. But then we have what we have here, which is a wearable version of that. Our bodies emit light. So this patch is actually activated by the light that our bodies emit. We emit light on the infrared spectrum. In the center of this patch, there is an organic nanocrystal technology, patented. No one else has what we have. We grow these crystals in a lab with organic salt, sugars, and amino acids. The second this patch hits my body, those nanocrystals absorb my light and emits a wavelength. The wavelength from the X39 tells my brain, remember that copper peptide that kept your stem cells active when you were young? It's time to upregulate that peptide. It's as simple as that. Nanocrystal technology absorbs my light, reflects a wavelength. My brain starts to upregulate my own production of a copper peptide. So powerful. Okay, it's non-transdermal, meaning no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants, nothing from this patch penetrates your skin, goes into your bloodstream, interferes with any medications, and it's 100% non-invasive. If you go to PubMed, there's over 150 published studies and 50 years of research on this copper peptide because it's so powerful. Okay, guys? And there are no known negative side effects. Now, we are registered with the FDA as general wellness, so we cannot claim that this patch heals, treats, cures, diagnoses any medical condition. But what we can claim is that it upregulates a peptide that creates a lot of positive change in the body. It can help you have optimal health. What's really cool is because we're in 82 countries, this Malaysia team we're starting, they're registered as a class 1 medical device. So there are some countries that actually consider LifeWave a medical device, which is pretty cool, right? So what are some benefits of the X39? You can experience increased strength. You can experience reduction in inflammation. And mind you, these are all other benefits of this copper peptide. And it reflects on to what PubMed says. You can experience increased stamina, increased energy and vitality, mental clarity, restored muscle and skeletal conditions. That's because this peptide upregulates collagen. Like the collagen production is off the charts from this peptide. You can experience a deeper sleep. My insomnia was gone within 2 weeks. It was amazing. I've dealt with it my entire life. And I can't read. I don't know what the last one says. I'm having a brain fart. But but what I love what I love about the patch is what the patch can absolutely do is help your body achieve optimal health. If it did one thing, let's say it just increased your energy during the day and it lowered a little bit of that anxiety with that GABA that's elevated in the brain, and you're nicer to your kids and you perform better at work and your paychecks go up and your pain goes away. I mean, can you imagine the quality of life, right? So there have been studies done. We have a lot of people that have instant results. We call them one patch wonders. I don't ever promise anyone that because everybody's body is different. We all are different ticking time bombs. So for me, what I tell someone is according to clinical data is you need to wear this patch for 90 days. You have a 96% chance of having physical change you can feel in the body if you wear it for 90 days. There's a strong chance you'll feel it before that. Many people do, but you need to give it 90 days. Okay. I love this topography map study because it's a visual study. We took over 20 participants between the ages of 50 and 80 years old. And we scanned their brain with a brain mapping device before starting X39, again at 3 weeks, and then again at 6 weeks. What's really cool about this is every single participant in this study had positive results after 6 weeks. But this woman specifically was a 77-year-old yoga instructor, no prescription medications, lived a healthy life. They scanned her brain. She had loss of inflammation, that's the red, and low vibrant colors, that's a lack of brain coherence. She left, came back 3 weeks later, put the X39 on the back of her neck, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Within 3 weeks, all of the inflammation has left her brain. At 6 weeks, look at those vibrant colors. That's brain activity. That's a 180 turnaround. What really makes her special is there was actually a couple gentlemen that participated in the study in the study side of it who were part of the production of this brain mapping device. And they said in their career, they have never seen someone have this much improvement in 6 short weeks, ever. And they created the mapping device. Okay. So that's why we're so excited about this one study. So super, super cool to see that and see these improvements. So we've done short-term studies. We've done long-term studies. You can find them at thisisitinfo.com. There is a Spanish version. We are actually getting everything else this week, all the studies and everything as we speak transferred into Spanish. So that in the next week or two, that's going to happen. So within the first 24 hours, over 4,000 genes begin to reset. I mean, how exciting is that? You guys know how people, like doctors and people say, oh yeah, wine's good for you. In wine, there's something called resveratrol. Resveratrol can reset, are you ready? 2 genes. 2 genes, okay? That's why they say it's good for you. This copper peptide can reset over 4,000 genes within the first couple of days, okay? That's huge. Within the first 3 months, collagen is increased. Trying to remember what these all say. No, it's more 3 months as collagen is increased. Oh, mental clarity. Around 6 weeks, you have mental clarity. And then at 6 months, we did a mean vascular study. And in that study, they gauged your vascular health, and your vascular health is directly correlated to your heart health. And what we saw is at 6 months, people's vascular health was reversing in age, which then the after effect is it improves your cardiovascular health. So a lot of my heart testimonies really start at that 6-month period. If I was a doctor, like many doctors on my team, which I'm not, I am not a doctor, but the doctors do tell you on our team, you need to wear this at least to give it a good, honest try, 1 month for every decade you've been alive. Okay. And I love this quote by David. He says, this is not anti-aging. David's goal has never been to stop the aging process. He took it another step forward and he wants to reverse age on a cellular level. And that's exactly what he's been able to do with the LifeWave technology. So the simplicity, that's another thing I love about this. It's simple and easy to explain, and it's so easy to use. This is a whole month supply. Okay, it's so small. Whole month worth of X39. I wake up in the morning, I drink an entire glass of water. You have to be hydrated while wearing the patch. I take a patch and I like to wear mine on the back of my neck. You can also put it 2 inches below your belly button. You can also put it on a point of pain. So if you have a bad knee, put it on your knee. If you want to wear 2 patches, put 2 patches on, okay? But you want to put it on in the morning, wear it for 12 hours during the day, take it off at night, rest and repair for 12 hours at night. Okay, take the patch off, rest and repair, start again tomorrow. There are 3 things you have to do to have results with this patch. You have to wear it consistently for at least 90 days. You have to drink water, okay? And you have to do the 12 hours on, 12 hours off. If you do that, you will experience results. So the testimonies are insane. I don't know if you guys have any to share tonight. I do a testimony call every Thursday. If any of you speak English, you're more than welcome to jump on those with me. If you have a testimony you'd like to share, they are wonderful. I just talk about the patch and then people come on and share their testimonies. They're wonderful. Do you have any to share, Juan Carlos? Or are we going to just roll into Devin?
We have a lot. If you want, we can just do a 5 to 10 minute testimonial and then we continue. Is that you agree with it?
I think in my opinion, the technology is amazing.
Yes.
In my opinion, the real life testimonies is the bread and butter.
Is what drives everything. So let's go for testimonials for a couple of minutes, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ok, chicos, ahora llegó el momento que tanto nos gusta a todos, que es ese momento en donde muchos de ustedes pues, tienen la oportunidad de compartir sus testimonios. Para hacerlo eficiente, les vamos a pedir que sean 4 testimonios de 2 minutos cada uno. ¿Les parece bien? O 5 testimonios de 2 minutos cada uno para que tomemos 10 minutos y seguimos. Ya tenemos a la primera. Nicole, muchísimas gracias. Los que vayan levantando la mano van a poder dar su testimonio. Por favor, les pido que va a ser con el tiempo contado, 2 minutos por testimonio. Ya estás activada, Nicole, muchas gracias. Ya estás activada.
Gracias. Yo ya me conocen, he contado que ya no se me cae el cabello y varias cosas con mi piel, pero ahora les quiero contar uno que me parece extraordinario. Los que ya me conocen, tengo autismo en un nivel leve, pero eso hace que no me dejen salir sola a la calle. Y salir sola es todo un drama, porque me estreso, se me va la onda, de pronto no sé dónde estoy. Es todo un drama para mí. Y el martes pasado yo fui a hacer un trámite, no voy a hacer el cuento largo, me costó muchísimo trabajo, pero junté todos los papeles necesarios, tomé un taxi, fui al lugar, hice todo el trámite, luego me pidieron una foto, salí caminando una cuadra, me regresé, que me costó trabajo porque decía, a ver, recuerda, tenías que ir derecho, no tenías que dar vuelta, etcétera. Regresé, terminé mi trámite. Y todo eso tomó muchas horas porque había tráfico de regreso. Acabé llegando a mi casa cerca de las 8 de la noche. O sea, todo un día en eso. Mi psicólogo que tuve consulta con él me acaba de decir que está maravillado y sorprendido porque eso yo no lo hubiera podido hacer hace un mes. Y llevo 2 meses usando el parche X39.
Hermoso testimonio. Mi querida Mireya, cuéntanos, por favor.
Gracias, ¿qué tal? Buenas noches. Bueno, yo conocí esto gracias a una amiga porque tenía fibromialgia. Entonces, por muchos años se había buscado muchas cosas, medio me ayudaban a estar bien, sin embargo, nada contundente. Comencé a utilizar el parche creyendo que la verdad es que no me iba a hacer efecto tan rápido como me hizo efecto y a los 4 días, la verdad es que se hizo la magia en mí, que empecé a dormir de maravilla, se me empezaron a ir, que yo no dormía bien, se me empezaron a ir dolores que tenía en todo el cuerpo, me regresó la energía que yo la tenía por los suelos, la parte emocional que la tenía, la verdad, bastante afectada y también la parte mental, falta de claridad, falta de enfoque, esta nebulosa, de repente se empezó a estabilizar. Entonces yo no lo podía creer hasta que 2 personas muy cercanas a mí me dijeron que estás haciendo que te ves totalmente diferente. Ahí fue en donde dije, esto por supuesto que está funcionando y fue a los 4 días y hoy tengo ya 8 meses de utilizarlo y no lo voy a dejar de utilizar jamás para seguir llevando esta luz maravillosa al mundo entero.
Maravilloso, gracias. Mi queridísima Consuelo Poveda, directamente desde Utah, cuéntanos, por favor. Activa tu micrófono, activa tu micrófono. Ahí lo puedes activar. Ahí está.
Listo. Bueno, queridos amigos, Juan Carlos, todos ustedes, gracias por esta oportunidad. Esto cambió mi vida. Es poderoso y verdaderamente, después de ya tener cierta edad, yo ya pasé los 60 años, tengo 66 años, pero yo ya tenía muchos problemas y me daba cuenta de por qué los viejitos arrastraban los pies, porque yo empecé subiendo las escaleras como si tuviera botas de yeso. Era una dificultad, empecé a tener problemas de lo que era la ciática, la falta de memoria, porque no sabes cuando tú sales corriendo para la cocina, te paras frente a la cocina y dices, ¿y a qué venía? Una cantidad de situaciones de dolores que yo les llamo los dolores vagabundos, porque nada como para cuando uno se levanta en la mañana y ese día experimenta un nuevo dolor. Que si el dolor del hombro, que si el dolor de la espalda, que si el dolor de la rodilla, que si el dolor del pie, en fin. Ahora, suplementos he tomado de todos y han sido muy buenos, pero esto que no es un suplemento, que no es un nutriente, que no es medicina, que no es un remedio, ha hecho un efecto formidable para mí, porque en este momento que estoy cumpliendo más edad, estoy sintiéndome mejor. Siento vitalidad, tengo energía, la memoria ha regresado. Mejor dicho, esto es espectacular. Me siento más joven y eso que apenas tengo 4 meses de estar usando esta maravilla. Yo siempre digo, la maravilla es este parche maravilloso y el cuerpo es el milagro. Trabajamos con nuestra propia luz a iluminar el mundo, a parchar a todo el mundo. Soy parcherita y muy convencida. Gracias.
Muchísimas gracias, Consuelo. Vámonos directamente con María Alicia Monteverde, por favor. Activa tu micrófono.
Hola, buenas noches. Yo les tengo un testimonio hermoso. En febrero de este año, a mi papá le diagnosticaron un cáncer de páncreas entrando a estadio 4 con un pronóstico de 3 meses de vida. Gracias a mi amiga Ana María, que también está por aquí, conocí los parches y pues se los empecé a poner. Mi papá obviamente ha seguido con su tratamiento de quimioterapia, pero de tener un marcador tumoral llegando a los 6.000, ahora está con un marcador tumoral de 116, ya no tiene el tumor, está totalmente fuera de peligro y el médico oncólogo está estudiando el caso porque no existe una persona con cáncer de páncreas que haya podido revertir el cáncer en tan poco tiempo. Así que estoy muy convencida y les quería comentar este testimonio.
Qué
Nada más.
hermosura, wow. Gracias, María Alicia. Mi querida Ana, directamente desde Miami, mi querida Ana Sobero, cuéntanos, por favor.
Gracias, muy contenta contándoles una nueva, otra cosa después de 8 meses de utilizar esta tecnología maravillosa, de no tener más ninguno de los síntomas de la menopausia, de poder seguir entrenando sin el dolor en mis hombros. La fuga mental se me ha ido muchísimo, estoy muchísimo mejor, pero ahora sí ya estoy completamente libre de mis medicamentos para el asma. Llevo ya un mes sin el único medicamento que estaba tomando, pero desde el segundo mes dejé de tomar uno, yo tomaba 2 medicamentos para controlar mi asma. Entreno de verdad con todo y estoy fascinada porque estoy libre de medicamentos, ya no me estoy metiendo nada para el asma y esta tecnología la voy a seguir y seguir y seguir compartiendo. Gracias.
Muchísimas gracias, Ana querida. Vámonos directamente con Paola Medina. Tengo muchísimas personas que están levantando la mano. No vamos a llegar con todas. Dijimos 10 minutos y nos quedan 3. Adelante, Paola.
Hola, querido Juan Carlos, familia de U90X. Aquí quería compartir mi testimonio. Yo llevo 8 meses usando LifeWave, el X39 y casi todos los parches. Estoy muy contenta, feliz. Yo tenía problemas de la asiática y ya, o sea, últimamente ya no me duele. Tengo más energía, claridad mental. He perdido peso porque la inflamación, cuando yo estaba con el dolor, tenía una inflamación terrible y ahora estoy utilizando el X39 y más del X49 que me ha ido de lo mejor. Entonces yo le recomiendo mucho esta tecnología, igual que a nuestro equipo que siempre está de la mano con nosotros y nunca nos suelta. Y le recomiendo al 100% todo lo de LifeWave, que es una maravilla.
Gracias,
chicos.
Paola. Muchas gracias. Directamente con, dice Honor Alien X3. Si puede usted activar su micrófono, el primer hombre. Ahí está.
¿Qué pasa,
Nos cuenta, por favor. Lo escuchamos fuerte y claro.
Mi nombre es Clemente Guillén Arroyo, nada más que ahí no aparece mi nombre. Bueno, lo importante de esto es que yo he tenido la oportunidad de estar utilizando los parches X39 desde hace ya 4 meses. Mis beneficios son de un dolor de cintura que tenía muy fuerte al levantarme de los sillones, de los asientos. Ya se me quitaron completamente. He mejorado mi visión y últimamente también mis problemas de glucosa alta. Yo generalmente lo manejaba entre 250 y 300. El último estudio que me hice el 29 de julio, perdón, salieron en 130, ya casi cerca del nivel normal, y estoy muy contento por esta situación. En el caso de mi esposa, sus rodillas mejoraron mucho, casi un 90%, ya puede subir las escaleras completamente sin problemas. Es todo lo que yo puedo decir en este momento y espero mejores resultados todavía.
Don Clemente, si no es indiscreción, ¿qué edad tiene usted y qué edad tiene su esposa?
Yo tengo 67 años por cumplirlos, pero ya cerquita. Y mi esposa, ella tiene 64 años.
Muchísimas gracias y qué alegría escuchar que van tan bien. Le mando un fuerte abrazo.
Gracias, muy amable.
Mi querido Frank Valencia, mi querido hermano, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido. Échele.
Gracias, gracias, mi querido Juan Carlitos. Bueno, les quiero compartir uno de un cliente amigo de mi papá. No voy a decir nombres porque es gente conocida. Es un señor de 90 años, ¿ok? Que déjenme, les quiero poner el audio, pero les voy a poner la foto y rapidísimo. Espérenme. Aquí lo tengo. Ok. Primero les voy a poner el audio y les pongo las fotos. Espero que se escuche bien. Voy a cambiar porque la voy a poner el teléfono para que no me des todo el rollo ¿cómo se llama? De sacarlas aquí del iPad. Pero déjame nomás aquí cambiar mi cámara del lado. Ay, Dios, espérame. Aquí está. Ok, mira. Te voy a poner aquí, no sé si alcanzan a ver.
Sí se ve.
La cabeza. Ok, déjame, te pongo el audio rápidamente.
Mi papá tuvo un pequeño percance de que se cayó y esto. Curarle con vendetas que no quisieran que.
Ya dejamos de escuchar el audio.
Ay.
Pero sí estamos viendo la cabeza
Mi papá tuvo.
rota.
Ok, este señor se cae en su casa y en los 8 días, vean la recuperación. Un señor de 90 años, o sea, totalmente recuperado en 8 días. El audio es el de la hija, que está impactada. O sea, me acaba de hablar para pedirme otros 3 sobres de parches. O sea, de verdad, impresionante. Y quería que oyeran el audio, pero bueno, para no quitarles tiempo, son testimonios ya de personas, clientes nuestros, aquí ya en la zona, ¿ok? Vean el cambio. Vean el día del golpe y en 8 días vean esta diferencia.
Qué impresión.
Bueno, gracias. Se les quise compartir. Un abrazo a todos.
Gracias. Todos los que me faltan con la mano levantada, vamos a pasarlos porque nadie se va a quedar sin contar su testimonio. Sigamos con la presentación para cumplir con los 10 minutos que dijimos, que por cierto van 12. Y al final, Marlene, Miquel, Joaquín y los demás que tienen la mano levantada, los pasamos al final. Sarah and Devon, as you can see, everybody wants to speak. Everybody has testimonials to tell. I wish you would have understood. Everything was amazing.
Wow, Juan Carlos, absolutely insane. I'm sitting here like I'm getting more excited and more excited. I'm just like telling people, like, if you have ever prayed, if you have ever hoped that God would bring something into your life.
Wait a second. Everybody wait a second. Creo que no se está dando la traducción como se debe, ¿o sí?
Sí, sí, Rubén, le estás colocando la traducción en el inglés.
Sí, es que te estoy, no, o sea, yo tendría que escuchar a Devon normal y a ti te tendríamos que escuchar en otro canal.
Correcto. Sí, correcto. Hace un rato estaba bien.
Hace un ratito estaba bien.
Ok, ahí creo que está bien. Go ahead, Devon.
Okay, thank you, Esteban. But no, absolutely amazing. Those testimonies, me and Sarah have literally for the last 3 years on all of our calls, guys, it's amazing what God can do when you put the right thing on the body. Like God has made our bodies to heal itself. It's amazing the power of this technology, what it's doing naturally, holistically to help our bodies heal and aging. So let me get right into it. What really excites me, and I'm gonna have to use my slides. Sarah, text them to me because I'm on my cell phone. So I'm just going to give me 1 second because the slides are in Spanish. So let me tell you a little bit about how amazing this opportunity is, guys. This is a 20-year-old startup company. Yes, we're 19 years old, 20 years old, but nobody knows about the X39. What's so amazing is that this company has been around since 2004. And so this company has literally averaged, because all this company was basically doctors, chiropractors, physicians just sharing with their patients. There was nobody, no business savvy people that knew how to scale a direct sales business like our team, like Esteban and Juan Carlos, and like our team. And so what's happened is when David Schmidt, he's been studying this technology since 1995, and I just learned this in Orlando. So for 30 years, he's been studying this. This company has been averaging $20 million a year. Still amazing, right? A significant amount of money. Nobody would be mad if their company was doing 20 million a year. But when we focused on this X39, when David launched the X39 technology, this company literally went from 20 million to 100, to 70, from 70 to 140. In 2021, it went to $320 million, all the way to 430 million in 2023. And now last year we finished at over $600 million. And so what I share with anybody on the phone, any entrepreneur, somebody that's looking how to grow an investment, is that's around, anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000% growth on your money. Think about that as an investor, an entrepreneur. Anybody with a pulse on this phone call knows that, wow, there's something going on there. There's something different that's happening for a company to have that kind of growth. One thing that excited Sarah and I is that we're already in 75 countries. We are now in 82 countries. So that's amazing for people that are looking for exponential growth, to be able to share this with friends, family members, business associates. We're in 82 countries. You don't have to wait. And what really got me literally what got me back engaged in this industry, like my wife shared with you, we made over 8 figures, life changing. But what really got me to really take a look at this is that this was not another Me Too product. Me and Sarah get approached all the time about CBD, about weight loss, about lotions, about potions. And I just told my wife, like, I need something significant, something that nobody else has. And it's because of this exclusivity. It's because of these patents that we have. David has over 200 patents to his name. And he said by the end of next year, it'll be around 250 patents. So guys, here's what I can tell you. We are setting the stage in this industry. There is not another David Schmidt. Companies cannot duplicate what we are doing. Go ahead to the next slide, Esteban. Okay. Oh. Okay, so let me talk. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit slower. I'm on my cell phone, so I'm getting a little bit slower. But the revenue stream and the momentum that's being created. What's really amazing is that our team in this industry, in the direct sales space, there's around 6,000 companies. Okay. LifeWave is now the #1 company. And a lot of people don't understand how lucrative this industry is. This industry pays out $200 million daily, and it pays out $200 billion yearly. It's a very, very lucrative business. But with our This Is It team and with Esteban and Juan Carlos, our team is the #1 team with inside the #1 company in this industry. So That in itself is absolutely amazing. If you guys are on this phone call to know that you're with the #1 team and the #1 company screams what? Opportunity. Go ahead to the next slide. And so, what are you looking for, right? Are you looking for more time, more freedom? For Sarah and I, coming from a traditional business, I was looking for a way that me and Sarah could I could bring my wife home, because I think that's everybody's goal today, right? Is they want to be able to work from home. They want their time back. They want their freedom back. They want to be able to spend that time with their loved ones, right? With their kids. And so people are open, right? People are looking for, in today's society, and I always share this with people, you can't just rely on one stream of income, right? We have to look at multiple ways of income to generate. And I love this arena because literally it allows for anybody to get started in this industry. And so for Sarah and I, guys, me and Sarah we were looking for a different lifestyle. Me and Sarah were making a transition to move our family over to Crystal River. We were setting, we had big goals, just like you, big aspirations. And I had to ask myself, for the last 12 years, I was running a family company. We were, spinning a lot of plates to make that income. And so when this opportunity came back, I looked at it as a vehicle that Sarah and I could get into with this opportunity like I've never seen before. And I really believe that. You're not on this call by mistake. You're on this call for a purpose, with a purpose. I share this with all my friends that the biggest mistakes in life are something we said no to. A missed opportunity. The most expensive thing in life is something that you say no to, a missed opportunity that you could have changed, because it's only one or two things in life, right? They say an opportunity only comes 2 to 3 times in someone's life. It's not about a lot of things. It's about one thing that changes the destiny of your family. So I hope you're looking at like this could be something that could definitely change the destination for you and your family. Go ahead, Esteban. Switch to the next page. And so really simple. How do we get started? Is how is our business structured? And this is what is amazing, is that we have a binary structure. I know people love to build teams. I'm a team builder. I love to work for people. I love to help people. And so building a team was very important to me, because if I could go out and help somebody, I always believe that if God gives you one person, if you're loyal and faithful to one, God will bring you two. And if you're loyal and faithful to two, God will bring you three. So we have a binary structure. It's real simple to learn. You have a left team and you have a right team. And so when you get started, get in where you fit in. There's no pressure. We'll show you the different packages. But what's so cool about our binary structure, guys, is your ultimate goal is a 2020 vision. Okay. But when you first get started, you sign 2 on your left, you sign 2 on your right. You hit the first rank in the business. And what's so cool about some of our compensation plan enhancements is that now they're going to reward you more money quicker. You're going to sign 1 left and 1 right. You're going to hit the first rank in the business. You're going to get paid. Okay. You do the same thing. 1 left and 1 right. You're going to hit the next rank in the business. You're going to get paid. The company is adding more ways to pay us and make it more lucrative. And right now the company pays back 60%. What's so cool about the binary structure is that maxes out at $25,000 per week, because it's based on, somebody you brought in sponsors their mom, who sponsors their friend. The volume comes up and we all get paid on the volume. It's absolutely amazing. But when I saw this for my first time, I'm a very conservative person. And I said to Sarah, I said, wow, $25,000 a week. I said, babe, what happens if we just got to $2,500 a week? Like, put some time into this. That's an extra $10,000 a month, right? Changes everybody's life. And so that's what we focused on. Go ahead to the next slide. So what you'll see here are the executive check matches. What I love about this opportunity is it literally rewards us for helping other people. So anybody that I tell people it's the future of franchising, right? But we know the average franchise to start a Subway is what? $250,000 to $500,000 to start this is the future of franchising, because right when we sign somebody in, anybody that you take your time and energy, and let's face it, we're growing this business. Esteban and Juan Carlos are being able to, and as a team, we're all able to grow our businesses by Zoom calls, right? We're being able to do Zoom calls now to grow our businesses. Anybody that you personally sponsor, you make 25% executive check match on their binary commissions. Anybody that they sponsor, your second generation, you make 20%, and on your third generation, you make another 20%. I mean, think about those percentages. You know, most companies are not paying that type of compensation for you to take your time, energy, and effort to help somebody else win and succeed. So that's absolutely amazing. Go ahead and that's unlimited. So as much as you want to take, obviously, once you see the money start to come in and you start getting rewarded, it starts to go, wow. Me and Sarah, we've done 6 Zoom calls today and signed 2 new people in on these Zoom calls. So I can't, I don't know exactly what this page says there.
Basically, what this slide means is when I saw this for the first, this slide spoke to me because I thought to myself, if not this, what? Like, what else am I? Are we going to go start another company, number 8, and hope that that one works, invest hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Passive income is everyone's goal, where you can invest either your time, your energy, or your money into something that continues to pay you for the efforts you put in, right? Or the money that you put in. Airbnb is passive income. Real estate is passive income. Network marketing is passive income. You share this patch, someone gets great results. You never know. I've had in my last business, there's a saying, a dud will lead you to a stud. I shared it with someone who shared it with someone who shared it with someone who shared it with something. And they put thousands of people in my organization. The right network of people can change your life. If you've given up like your dreams, right? Devin and I, even right before this, kind of got to that place because we got stuck in the day-to-day 9 to 5, show up, work hard. You know, we got back into that trap again after our first run with network marketing. And we looked at each other and we're like, we've put our dreams on a shelf. We really didn't expect anything more out of that. And this industry can give that to you. I'm telling you guys, it didn't set us free just once. It's done it again. And we didn't bring like huge teams over and started and hit every rank in the first 9 days. It took us 2 years to hit our goal. 2 years. And how did I hit that goal in 2 years? Consistency compounds in this industry. Daily income producing activities. What are income producing activities? Introducing new people to X39. Physically speaking with them. I've always been a very intentional person. I love to engage face-to-face Zoom calls. I've been on Zoom calls all day long. I went to a lunch today. I had my girlfriend come over. I gave her a glass of the new water. Like, I am all about face-to-face. And I knew that if I put the pro strategy, patch 3 people a day, introduce 3 people a day, follow up, ask for the follow-up for 3 people a day, and promote every single Zoom opportunity that comes across my path, I know if I get eyes on Zooms, people are going to see something and people are praying for what we have. So sometimes we underestimate people and we think, oh, well, you know, I don't want to talk about the money. People want more financial freedom as much, if not more, than they want better health, right? There are mothers out there that want to buy organic groceries and can't afford it. This business can give them the means to go buy those organic groceries for their kids, right? So it's so much bigger than what we think we have our hands on. This is an answer for so many people. I've watched it change so many lives, and I'm telling you guys, just to edify them once more, the gold that you struck having Estaban and Juan Carlos as your upline, the support that you have from them and the This Is It team with Mike Hernandez and Stephen Gina Merritt, 100% one of the main reasons for our success is the system that we implement and how we duplicate and we keep it easy. So I don't know what motivates you. I know we all get up every single day and we all put our pants on the same way, but we put them all on for different reasons, right? My reasoning of joining this business had nothing to do with the zeros in my bank account. It had everything to do with having time freedom to choose to be with my children and have that freedom to make the decisions in my day-to-day life where I am present in my husband and my children's lives. And that is all that mattered to me. And that's what motivates me. Some of you, it might be money, and that's okay. Some of you, I have a woman in my Minnesota team here in the United States who does not like direct sales, does not want to talk about it. She is 1000% driven with the technology. Now, it took her a little bit longer, but she's executive director. She's 3 ranks from the top of the company, just pounding the patches on the pavement every single day. She's so passionate about helping people feel better. So just get in where you fit in. Know that we have something that is patented. It absolutely works, clinically proven. You're going to impact people's lives, give them more quality of life, but don't forget about the financial wellness. because people are praying for it. And you're going to bring them to these calls, and maybe this is the answer to the prayer they've been praying, right? So anyway, Juan Carlos, Esteban, thank you. If you guys have any questions, we're happy to stick around. But thank you so much for the opportunity for Devin and I to come and speak into your team. It's truly an honor, and I'm very thankful that you trusted us with your team.
Yes,
Wow.
Esteban and Juan Carlos, we are so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you guys. We are so blessed to have you part of the team. And so thank you guys so much. Thank you, everybody on this call that took your time to join us tonight. We are so thankful and so appreciative of you. Thank you.
We are so thankful for you and for your time and for your energy and for your wisdom and for your experience and for your humility and for the way you have to explain everything in such a simple way. It's not that easy. Not everybody has the what it takes to explain something as gigantic as this in such an easy words that everybody can understand. So really thank you. And you just said something very important, and it's that whenever you are building professionally a community like we are, it's actually a big responsibility when we bring people to talk to our people, because this is sacred. This is the community we're building. So we're more than honored that you accept. And what are you talking about? I mean, we are so blessed. I learned so much from you today. I heard things that I'd never heard in 9 months. In 9 months. So I'm sure if I learned them, I'm pretty sure all of our team were listening to things, amazing things that we never heard before. So thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. And I'm going to pass the mic to Esteban.
I just want to say something in Spanish right now to everybody that is here. Ellos obviamente no entienden todo lo que vamos a decir en este momento, pero lo que sí entienden es el aplauso que se merecen con las cámaras prendidas de parte de todos los que estamos aquí para hacerles sentir lo que realmente hicieron hoy por nosotros, por este equipo.
No, I'm opening. Everybody can open your mics. Todo el mundo puede abrir sus micrófonos, por favor, para que se escuche las gracias que le estamos dando.
Gracias.
Thank you very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
Gracias, Devon, Sara, gracias.
Desde España, desde
Gracias.
Desde Cuernavaca.
Saludos desde México.
Tenemos testimonios. Tienen preguntas, podemos hacer preguntas, a menos de que ya se hayan ido, no lo sé. Devon and Sarah, are you still there?
We're here, and I'm literally like in tears. Thank you. I have goosebumps all over.
See how beautiful this is? Maybe we have some questions for you.
Love it.
Ok, chicos, si tienen, nos pueden escribir sus preguntas en el chat, por favor.
Todo sí, para eso sí.
Devon y Sara van a contestar las preguntas que ustedes hagan. Si nos hacen favor de ponerlas en el chat. Y al final de las preguntas vamos a continuar con los testimonios que quedaron pendientes. En el chat, por favor, we're going to have some questions. Question number 1. Thank you. Si alguien tiene alguna pregunta. Okay, how do you explain people that this is not especially for people with pain?
I mean, when I present LifeWave or the X30, I start with I'm going to make that clear. I only talk about X39. When I'm getting someone started on the patches, it's the only patch that I talk about, because you never know what it's going to affect, right? We all know IceWave is great, but it sometimes can be difficult to use, right? Not everybody can get it down right away. And it comes with 15 days worth. And basically it's tricking the brain that the pain isn't there, which is great for people who have chronic pain, don't get me wrong, but it's not necessarily creating physical change that's actually going to put the body into a regenerative state, right? So my pitch to someone is, listen, I don't know what part of your body is going to respond first. It could be pain. You could detox and maybe be a little uncomfortable for a couple of days, but that's great. Detox is the body's response to the healing process. So whatever response you have, the patch absolutely works. It's backed by clinical data. So let's get you on a 90-day trial. I'm going to follow up with you each month. I'm going to be trickling some information to you where you can do some education on the patch. That way, you know, there's value in what you're purchasing, and write down, like if it's someone who really wants change, like, hey, listen, you might have a little extra energy. You might start sleeping a little better. Just like the business compounds, so does wearing the patch. So the longer you wear the patch, the more days you stay consistent, the deeper the results come with wearing the X39. I always know my first people who first start their testimonies, but once someone gets to about 6 months, we're talking miracles, right? And that's where I invite them to my testimony calls. I invite them to, I send them a David talk, and you build that belief with the actual science that we have. So there's no product in the world. Again, I do want to say there's no product in the world that 100% of people are going to be like, let's go, right? There's going to be that little percentage of people who don't have patience. We have a microwave society. We have people who want results right now, right? That's why we've been sucked into that pharmaceutical and stimulant route, right? This is different. It's wellness. Wellness takes time. Let's get you on your 90s days. Pain is definitely something I hear a lot. But let's focus on the entire picture. Let's focus on your energy, your sleep, inflammation in the body, and just keep in contact with me. And keeping those open lines of communication. Communication builds trust with your customers. Communication builds trust with your brand partners. And I always open up that line of communication. So we can't claim it heals, treats, or cures anything, but we do know that if they wear this patch for 90 days, they have a 96% chance of feeling physical change in the body. That is going to keep them going. So I hope that helps.
Amazing. Sarah, what do you say to people that they say they don't feel any different and decide after maybe a month to not use it again?
See, there's always going to be the fall off rate. I'm just going to say that does happen. Some people just don't have the patience. Some people, they don't understand wellness. And the way I've always explained it is like, hey, we're at wellness. This is what we do. This isn't stimulants and drugs. If you were to start in the gym, are you going to be bikini body ready in a month? No, right? I mean, Juan Carlos knows that. If you're going to start eating healthy, are you going to hit your goals in a month? No. Follow the data. You need to wear it for 90 days. That 30-day money back guarantee is if you get cold feet. If they do get cold feet, I'm sorry. But many people, I can jump on a call. We can talk through some things. It'll blow your mind how many people who say they haven't felt anything that really haven't been wearing it every single day, might not be using it correctly. And sometimes you have to walk people through that. So that's, but I've always known my job is to educate and help people find value with the patch. I know we want to feel something and that feels good, but for me, like we take vitamins that we don't feel, right? I'll compare it to that. I'll go, well, do you take your vitamins every day? Well, yeah, I do. Do you feel anything from your vitamins, or you take them because you know they're good for you? Right? And I ask them questions like that. So, it's a back and forth. 90% of the time I can talk someone through it. But then, out of the 85 people we've enrolled, maybe 2 of them have returned patches. So if you keep that open line of communication, you usually have a good turnaround.
Thank you very much. In your experience in the business, what else would you do, or what you think it helps best for growing? What has been your best tip?
So for me at the beginning with my growth, let's put me right back at the beginning. It was that pro strategy. Okay. If many times in this business, the activities that you're avoiding most are where breakthroughs happen. So if you're avoiding doing presentations, if you're avoiding writing down a list of names and every day calling those people and talking to them about the patches with excitement in your voice, those are the things. Growth comes from an uncomfortable place in this business. Devin, what's that? If you're still on, Dev, what's that saying you say that?
No,
like,
he's not here anymore.
Okay. It's a saying like, dreams go where comfort lives, or dreams die where comfort is, right? So where your comfort is where your dreams die. So for me, what I've always noticed every time, and I make it, it's kind of funny, like when my armpits start sweating, like I start to get nervous, my heart starts pounding out of my chest. I know I'm doing something to move my business ahead. So for me, when I first got started, I went to my upline, and I'm a really good student, and I said, what do I do? And Steve and Mike told me, write a list of 100 names for you, write a list of 100 names for Devin. Every single day, call 3 people. Call them. Don't email, don't text, don't send them a Facebook message. Call those people, start a conversation. And I was always very bold. I'm not a beat around the bush kind of girl. Hey, Jen, how are you? I know we haven't talked in forever. How are the kids? Great. Listen, I've come across something. You're one of the first people I thought about. I'm just going to like pitch it to you and I want to get your thoughts on it. If you're not interested, I'll never bring it up again. I give them permission to say no. And a lot of times that brings down the weirdness, right? And then I go into, what do you know about stem cells? Right? They tell me what they know about stem cells. Well, listen, this is this patch I've been using. I tell them my testimony. If you don't have a testimony, share someone else's, right? And then I give credibility by the 80 clinical studies. And I really pitch the product for about a minute and a half. Then I wait. And I go, well, are you dealing with any signs of aging? Do you have any ailments, any issues? You let them talk back and you go back and forth. 90% of the time with those conversations, maybe I need to follow up once or twice just to build trust and educate them a little more, maybe point them to a Zoom call. They all sign up. There was only a couple people that didn't sign in. So every day, Devin and I would call 3 people. I would follow up with 3. I had a big whiteboard in my office and I would write notes next to each name and I would ask for the follow-up. A lot of people don't ask, so it feels awkward following up. So when right before I get off the phone with someone, I go, hey, how about on Wednesday around 10 o'clock? Are you available? I'm going to call you back to, maybe I've sent them patches or they wanted to get on a Zoom or they wanted me to send them some more information. And I ask for the follow-up, right? So just by doing that, I did that for the first 90 days. We signed in 42 people in our first 90 days. Out of those 42 people, about 6 of them wanted the opportunity. So I clung to those 6 people. I helped them go manager within the first 72 hours. And then we became what Javi and Olga called manager making machines. I implement a system. Everyone does the same thing. Everyone's promoting Zoom calls. And I always stay available for my team. That is an Achilles heel in this industry. If you're building a team and you're not available, you're not answering the phone, maybe they're asking you to jump on a 3-way and you're pushing it off. At the beginning stages of this business, you're building these skills for when the growth comes. Because in my opinion, going out and finding people was harder than just people want you to show up and share the information and teach them to do the same. So just know once that opportunity arises in your organization where you're the guy sharing the information, just make sure to stay very present in your business. And I always had a saying, take every meeting. I take every meeting. There's no meeting too big, too small. I jump on them all. Sometimes I get off and I'm like, man, that was a waste of time. But there's been about 3 or 4 meetings that have absolutely changed my life.
Amazing information. How many people have you registered personally?
85.
85?
Mm-hmm. And I have about 40,000 people in my organization.
Ok, ha registrado solamente 85 personas directamente y tiene más de 45,000 personas en su negocio. Con 85 directos. Hello, ¿de qué les he estado hablando todos los días? Y en todas las presentaciones. Este es un negocio exponencial. Amazing. There's, let me see if there's any other, no, I think, what would absolutely, what is something that you would never do or that you would never repeat, that it never worked and that you say, this don't do?
What the patch doesn't do?
No, you. What not to do as a brand partner?
Oh my goodness. Feed negativity into your organization. Here's the way it works. As much as I hate saying this, if you have anything bad to say, go up. Go to upline, right? We're there to catch that and help walk you through that.
Never in the chats, right?
Never in the chats.
Never in the chat.
Never, if someone's calling you and there's an issue, you are a professional problem solver. Negativity in your organization is a cancer. I've watched it destroy people's businesses. You want to keep it light, keep it fun, make sure your team's having a good time, make sure you're sharing correct information, and just make sure everybody's happy, right? Don't ever speak negativity into your downline.
Okay, one more question, and I think that's
I
it.
have one.
Go.
You know, Sarah, right now we're currently building our 90 days game plan. But at the same time, we want to duplicate whatever you guys are doing. in terms of the pro system. And I would love you can explain to us how it works.
Okay, so pro strategy is an acronym for prospect, revisit, and opportunity. So what's really exciting, I know you guys have so much opportunity calls with your upline. I know that you're not lacking that, which is you're very in the Spanish world of LifeWave right now. You are blessed because there's just not a lot of information. You have phenomenal leadership there. Use it to your advantage, right? And then you as a leader, your goal is to do what they're doing. You have to rise up and duplicate leadership, right? So pro strategy is basically you first need to build a list. I know you guys might know who Kyle Kimbrough is. He built a list and called 175 people in 1 week and hit the top rank of the company in 9 days. If that doesn't tell you that this works, right? He broke every record in the company in 9 days. And I watched it happen and helped him along the way. It was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Build a list of names. You want to start with your most entrepreneurial driven people. You don't want to start your list with corporate calls it, I hope this doesn't offend anyone, but kind of like ambulance chasers, right? You don't want to call the sickest people first, right? If you're wanting to build a business, you want to look at who do you have in your Rolodex or in your phone that if you called them, they are open to listening to an opportunity where they can leverage time to make money, right? So build a list, minimum of 100 names. So when you wake up in the morning, there's no distractions. You know exactly who you're calling that morning. Every single day, I would sweat. I would get nervous. It was uncomfortable. I didn't like it, but I did it anyway because I knew that where breakthrough came from. I walked on my back patio and I paced in circles. It would take me about 45 minutes. I would call 3 people from that list every single day. Now, if 3 is too much for you and you're not going to be able to hit that goal, then make 1 or 2. But for me, it's 3. Okay, 3 people a day. And on those phone calls, not everyone says yes in the first contact. That is just sales. So you need a follow-up list. That's the revisit part of pro strategy. So then you're going to have a whole separate list that you write down everyone who wants to continue the conversation. Always ask for the follow-up. People say, oh, Sarah, with samples, what do you do with samples? I use samples to keep the conversation going so I have a reason to follow up, right? We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. You don't need to be throwing patches all over the place. I use those patches. If they still need more information, they haven't gotten enough, I send them some and I say, hey, listen, I'm gonna follow up with you next week. It keeps that conversation. So you have a follow-up list. Your goal is to get an answer. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, and no's are okay, right? It's okay to get a no. Don't let it hurt your feelings. Just, it's not for some people. So you have your follow-up, and I do 3 a day. And then finally, we have the opportunity. Opportunity calls every night. I can almost promise you, at least with my experience, these opportunity calls, every single person I have gotten on an opportunity call has enrolled with me. Now, let's say it's someone who's not interested in opportunity. Then I just tell them, hey, jump on the call. We're going to talk about the timing and opportunity at the end, but get on for the first 30 minutes and educate yourself on the product. Many, many times those people stick around and listen to the whole call because it's so interesting. So that's as simple as it is. Build a list, prospect every day, follow up every day, and promote opportunity calls. We do have a couple major functions a year. We have a in-person one in August. The second those, I have in my 20 years in network marketing, I've never missed an event.
Never, ever.
Ever. I have to be around the fire. I have to be it. If I'm not around the fire, even me, my husband and I, we're making $35,000 a week right now. Our life is changing. It's insanity. Insanity. It's blessings, right? If I don't go to conventions, I feel it in me. I have to be around it, right? Even though we're making the money, it gives you this fire, this energy. It's unbelievable. So just if you really want to take this business serious, just like if you were a realtor or a massage therapist, continued education, a doctor, a nail tech, you have to go get continued education. That's where you guys have to be. So we have one in August every year. We have a virtual every January. We do our Destin trips as a team. That's real, just team building closeness. And then obviously there is Corporates Convention. Corporates Convention is wonderful. You're not going to get like the nuts and bolts of how to build a network, but what that gives you is belief of this is the real deal. We are the #1 network marketing company in the world, hands down, and you will see that at our convention. So that's it. I mean, that pro strategy every day, I just relaunched my business again. So I'm pro strategying again now, 3 years in, because a business that's not growing is dying. And the most power in your business is new blood, new excited people. It is a lot easier to give birth than to raise the dead. So if you're still sitting around trying to get people in your organization who aren't doing anything and trying to drag a horse to water that's not thirsty, there's a lot more energy that goes into that than just going to grab thirsty horses. Going out and finding new people who want opportunity, bump into people when you're out and about, always look for opportunities to talk about the X39 and ask questions. Make sure they're engaging with you. You know, it really is simple. We just overcomplicate it in our brain. You know, it really is a simple process.
You have been amazing, Sarah. Amazing. Really, thank you very much for everything that you share with us. It's been so clear, so powerful. I'm pretty sure everybody is pumped and fired up, and I'm pretty sure that we all have so many takeaways from your presentation. Personally, I loved it. I loved it. It's maybe maybe the best presentation I've heard in the 8 months I've been here. 9 months I've been here. So I'm very, very blessed and honored. And I'm pretty sure that Stefan feels the same way, right?
Yeah, of course, of course. I told you at Destin, you didn't believe me. It was the best. So thank you for everything. We're going to do a commitment with you. We're going to push very hard in order to have the most amount of people at the convention so we can do a private training with you guys and we can have that as a maybe like 300 400 people we're going to bring there and we're going to have a private training with you guys. So thank you for that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything that you are doing for our team and for the people around the world.
Oh, well, thank you. It's an honor. I mean it from the depths of my soul. And I love you guys. I'm really, really honored to be in business with you.
Thank you.
So, solo para dejarla ir, pueden todos prender su micrófono y nuevamente darle las gracias. Y nos quedamos.
Gracias, Sara.
Gracias, Sara. Gracias,
Gracias.
Grandiosa
presentación, gracias, mucha evidencia.
Gracias. Hundreds of gracias for you.
Gracias.
Thank
you.
you.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Y bueno, rápidamente,
Bendiciones
todo
para
lo
todos.
prometido es deuda, pero antes de pasar a los últimos testimonios para los que los quieran escuchar, si alguien alguien todavía tiene ganas de escuchar los últimos testimonios que no escucharon o ya se quieren ir a dormir. Ok, vamos a hacer eso, pero antes de pasar a eso, tenemos a alguien más a quien darle las gracias y lo quiero pasar al frente y que ponga su cámara. Mi queridísimo Rubén Martínez, ¿dónde estás, hermano? ¿Dónde estás? ¿Dónde estás? ¿Dónde estás? Porque sin ti esto no hubiera sido posible. No te veo. No te veo. Ya te fuiste. Ya te escondiste. Estás en la otra sala. ¡Ahí estás! Bueno, quiero agradecerte desde el fondo de mi corazón el extraordinario trabajo que hiciste. No solamente hoy. Eres alguien que siempre que yo he necesitado apoyo, siempre estás ahí y siempre lo haces de la mejor manera posible. Alguna vez te lo dije cuando estabas aquí de vacaciones en mi casa. Te dije, eres de esas personas, o sea, eres la única persona que conozco capaz de solucionarlo todo. Y eso es algo increíble. Tienes un don espectacular para ayudar a los seres humanos a prácticamente cualquier cosa que se nos atraviese. Si yo me fuera a perder en alguna selva o en algún lugar, me encantaría perderme con alguien como tú, porque mínimo te aviento a los leones para que te coman antes que a mí, cabrón. No, no es cierto. Estoy seguro que junto a ti podríamos resolver muchísimas cosas. Eres alguien a quien quiero y admiro profundamente. Y bueno, yo estoy seguro que ahora el equipo también está muy agradecido contigo por esta maravillosa traducción. No, todo el mundo también podría prender ahí sus micrófonos para darle las gracias a Rubén.
Rubén, muchas gracias.
Gracias,
¡Eso,
Rubén.
primo,
Gracias,
carajo!
Gracias.
Eres una bendición.
Muchas gracias, brother, gracias.
Gracias.
Comprendimos.
Gracias, Rubén.
Excelente traducción.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Bravo, Rubén.
De verdad
¡Arriba
les
los
digo que
pelones!
traducir
Muchas gracias,
simultáneamente
Rubén,
este
desde
horror es muy difícil.
España. Te queremos.
Gracias desde Miami, gracias.
Bueno, buenísimo. Ahora sí, vámonos directamente con con los testimonios que nos saltaron. Mi querido Joaquín Delgado, activa tu micrófono, por favor. Para ti son las 3, casi las 4 de la mañana y estás despierto como siempre desde hace 8 meses, aquí conectado, aprendiendo. Es increíble. Para otras personas son las 7, 8 de la noche y no se conectan. Y para ti son las 3, casi las 4 de la mañana.
No te
Siempre estás al
escucho.
pie del cañón.
No, las 4:34, hermano.
4:34 de la mañana. Y ahí está,
Mañana.
despierto
Muy
para
bien,
conectarse con el equipo y
sí.
aprender. Increíble.
Gracias. No puedo perdérmelo porque siempre, 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 sea muy poquito, sea mucho, siempre aprendo de ti y de Esteban y de todos los que comparten, porque para mí es un verdadero honor teneros, porque tengo un honor muy grande de tener dos sponsors. Gracias, Juan Carlos, gracias, Esteban. Y hoy la verdad quería compartir algo muy especial que al final vaya a entender el por qué. Me pasó un caso, yo empecé a recibir los parches, hoy estamos a 15 de agosto, ¿no? Pues el día 13 de marzo recibí los parches, por fin, gracias a Dios, los tuve. Pero hace 3 meses y algunos días, por casualidad, llego a donde trabaja mi hija y me la encuentro toda alterada, toda deprimida, con los nervios por las nubes. Le digo, mi amor, ella no cree en todo lo que yo hago, porque claro, ha pasado lo que ha pasado en la vida y hemos pasado en la vida que, en fin, la circunstancia la ha hecho no creer, ¿no? Pero estaba tan mal que me dice, vale, papi, te lo acepto. Se lo pongo y estaba ya hablando con ella, la vi más calmada, la vi mejor y tal. Y como a la hora y media o 2 horas ya la vi un montón más calmada y digo, ¿cómo te encuentras, mi amor? Y me dice, pues la verdad que bastante mejor, papi. Digo, muy bien, estupendo. Lo que tiene que hacer es beber agua. Sé que no va a querer le poner un poquito de sal, pero bueno, tómatela, que algo hará. Bueno, pasa por ahí, ¿no? Pues a las 2 semanas o por ahí le hablo y tal, y me comenta y me dice, y le digo, ¿cómo está tu chico? ¿Cómo está el grande? Porque el novio es un chico muy alto, grande, fuerte y hace deporte, ¿no? Y dice, pues lo tengo malito. Digo, ¿qué le pasa? Porque lleva 3 días que no puede ni hablar. Digo, ¿cómo? Como ella no creía en mi tecnología, yo me planté en su casa que hacía un calor enorme, porque aquí en el sur pega el calor bien. Y ya a principios de junio ya pegaba el calor, mediados de junio ya pegaba el calor bien. Pues bueno, voy andando a pie como 5 kilómetros y voy a su casa y me lo encuentro que me hablaba. Y digo, ¿qué te pasa? Que yo no te da vergüenza un tío tan grande como tú y que no le saca la palabra del culo, como decimos, perdón, como decimos en España. Digo, que un tío tan grande como tú que no le saca la palabra del culo, ¿qué te pasa? Pues nada, y se ponía las manos aquí en la garganta. Tenía la garganta inflamada. Digo, ¿dónde te duele más? Y se pone en este lado donde más me molesta. Vale, pues, toma. Le pongo el parche y estaba hablando con él y en menos de 20 minutos le pregunto, le digo, Marco, ¿cómo te encuentras? Pues mira, la verdad, parece que estoy mejor. Digo, ¿cómo? Si hace 20 minutos no podías ni hablar y ahora estás hablando. ¡Wow! Genial. Le dejé 5 parches y digo, póntelo todos los días. Llevaba 3 días que no podía ir al trabajo porque no podía hablar. Al otro día se fue al trabajo. Estaba trabajando. Pero ¿cuál es el chiste? El chiste viene ahora. es que a los 2 días de pasarle eso, van a la playa, él y mi hija llega a la playa, pone la toalla, se va a echar en la toalla, en vez de sentarse, se va a hincar de rodillas, con la mala suerte de encontrarse una piedra de punta y clavársela en la rodilla. Fastidiarse la tibia, hacerse una microfisura y joderse el nervio rutiliano, no sé cómo se llama. Un tendón que tenemos aquí en la rodilla se lo había jodido. Ella no me dice nada cuando le pasa. Me entero a los 2 días, porque lo llamo y tal, y digo, ¿qué? ¿Cómo estáis? ¿Cómo está la niña? Me dice, pues la niña la tengo coja. Digo, ¿qué? Voy corriendo pues yo vivo en el campo, como a 13 kilómetros, cojo el autobús, voy a la ciudad, le llevo, digo, ¿qué te pasa, cariño mío? Pues mira, papá, aquí estoy, y me venía con las muletas, que no podía ni andar, ¿vale? Y cojo y digo, cariño, ponte el parche ya, ponte el parche ya, le pongo el parche en la rodilla. Le dice el doctor le dice que tenía que, que le mandó una resonancia y que se la tenía que hacer en 2 meses. Le dice el doctor que tiene que hacerse la resonancia, ¿vale? Pero perdóname que se está alargando, pero es que lo bueno viene ahora. Ya verá lo que viene ahora. Total, le pongo el parche, a los 3 o 4 días va a ver el traumatólogo y le dice, ¿qué has hecho? ¿Que te ha bajado tanto la inflamación de la rodilla? Digo, pues, y ella, claro, ella no le dijo nada, ni llevaba el parche ni nada. ¿Me entiendes, no? Y le dice, pues te vamos a adelantar la resonancia. La semana que viene te la vamos a hacer. Hacía una semana anterior que se la iban a hacer en 2 meses, porque le iba a bajar la inflamación. Pero cuando va, se la van a hacer. Pero ¿cuál es la mayor sorpresa? Agárrese bien, que ella me decía que no me iba a hacer abuelo. Que no me iba a hacer abuelo, sí, sí. Y total, estuvimos almorzando y ahora empieza. Ay, porque mira, es que le noto un sabor muy raro a la patata. A la comida le noto un sabor muy raro. Es que ayer un producto de limpieza no me olía bien, digo. Le digo a la madre, digo, abuela. Pero al otro día me llama y dice, ven que tengo que contarte algo. Digo, bueno, ¿qué me va a contar? ¿Que tiene la rodilla mejor? ¿Que ya te se ha bajado la inflamación o qué? ¿O que te han hecho la resonancia? Y me dice, ven y siéntate aquí. Y me coge, me pone el predicto en la harto de la mesa y me dice, vas a ser abuelo. Yo no sé si algo pasó cuando yo puse ese parche. No lo sé. Quería contarlo. Sí.
¡Qué hermosa historia, Joaquín!
Y perdona que ha sido larga, pero quería contarlo de esa manera porque como ha sucedido. Pero la verdad es que llevaban como 9 meses haciendo su trabajo. Pero no sé si algo influyó, creo que algo pudo pasar. Para mí, estoy súper feliz con lo que tengo en las manos y no podía pasar de contarlo. Tenía que contarlo. Gracias que lo puedo contar hoy porque tengo mejor cobertura. Ya, gracias a Dios, tengo cobertura. Lo puedo ver bien todo.
¡Qué
Gracias
bendición tan grande!
y
Gracias por contarnos.
gracias, de verdad. Para mí es una bendición.
Mira,
Y no podía pasar de contarlo.
la verdad, querido Joaquín, tú sabes que aquí hay gente que luego se molesta de que nos tardamos, pero a veces a la gente se le olvida, y se
Sí.
los digo muy claro a todos los que se les olvida y que les molesta que a veces nos tardamos, que esto es un negocio de personas. Esto es un negocio de seres humanos. Ustedes acaban de escuchar a un hombre emocionado porque va a ser abuelo.
No.
A las 4:30 de la mañana, despierto, escuchando todo, comprometido con el equipo, comprometido con sus sueños, ilusionado, lleno de esperanza. ¿Y saben lo que significa para un hombre o una mujer de esa edad poder contar que va a ser abuelo pensando que no lo iba a hacer?
No, no, es que,
Esto no se dice en el
es,
plan de compensación.
es que me dijo que no me iba a hacer abuelo, que ya tenía mi nieta, tenía su sobrina y que era lo que iba a hacer. Y digo, espérate que llegue quien tiene que llegar.
Wow.
Y la verdad es que llegó como hace 11 meses y, y la lió.
A mí me emocionaste muchísimo, muchísimo,
Pues
muchísimo.
imagínate cómo me puse yo cuando me lo contó.
Wow. Me puedo imaginar. Yo que tengo hijas, le pido a Dios y yo creo que con estas tecnologías podré llegar. Fui papá ya grande, no fui papá joven, fui papá grande, así
Sí,
es que yo espero poder llegar a ver y cargar a mis nietos.
por supuesto que sí lo vas a ver.
Y para eso estamos
Eso,
acá.
y más una persona como tú no puede perderte esa bendición, lo tiene que disfrutar y ellos van a disfrutar contigo. Lo mismo que mi pequeñita, yo ya ha sido también un poco mayor abuelo, no tan mayor, pero lo que cambia, lo que le cambia la cara a esa puñetera cuando viene, hoy vino a verme, tuve la bendición de tenerla aquí conmigo que hacía ya que no la había por lo menos 2 semanas, y cómo le cambia a esa puñetera que tiene 5 añitos y medio la cara cuando ve a su abuelo, es increíble.
Obvio.
Esto no tiene palabras ni tiene nada, porque no la tengo todos los días, que yo quisiera, porque yo quisiera tenerla todos los días, pero no la tengo todos los días. Y eso cuando me ve, cuando está conmigo, yo, como decimos aquí en España, se me cae el culo.
Esto, queridos amigos, es lo que realmente vendemos. O sea, porque a veces la gente lo pierde de vista. A veces la gente piensa que que solamente vendemos un parche, o que solamente vendemos algo para el dolor, o hay gente que dice, ay, es que ustedes hablan mucho de un negocio. No,
No.
no. Lo que vendemos lo tiene absolutamente todo. Lo incluye todo, lo engloba todo, lo permite todo. Por eso es tan maravilloso lo que hacemos porque va mucho más allá de lo que podemos comprender o siquiera creer cuando llegamos a una oportunidad como esta, porque esto verdaderamente cambia la vida de muchas personas, en muchos niveles diferentes, de muchas formas diferentes. Una de ellas es la salud, otra la situación emocional, otra la esperanza, otra la alegría, otra poder volver a dormir, otra que la gente encuentre su propósito de vida, que la gente encuentre algo que le emocione hacer en la vida, que la gente encuentre eso que toda la vida habíamos estado buscando, que era hacer algo maravilloso con nuestro tiempo de vida. Qué emoción, Joaquín, te mando un abrazo y un beso muy grande, muchas felicidades, bendiciones y estoy seguro que pronto
Lo
nos
mismo,
ese abrazo en persona.
lo mismo para ti y sé que no va a pasar 2025 sin darnos ese abrazo.
Eso me gusta. Bueno, ya no sé si hay alguien más, porque los demás que tenían las manitas levantadas ya no están. Si ya no hay nadie más que quiera contar historia, nos vamos. Les agradezco a todos que hayan hecho el esfuerzo de traer más personas el día de hoy. Creo que fue una presentación extraordinaria. Yo espero que les haya gustado muchísimo. Estoy seguro que la traducción fue también extraordinaria, a pesar de que les digo, no es nada fácil traducir simultáneo y menos a la velocidad a la que habla Sara y Devon. Eso lo vuelve mucho más complicado, pero estoy seguro que nuestro queridísimo Rubén hizo un extraordinario trabajo y estoy seguro que cada quien se ha de haber llevado cosas muy interesantes. Me encantaría que como equipo, cada quien pusiera en el chat de U90X, si no estás en algún chat de U90X, busca que alguien te agregue a nuestros chats, que son los chats oficiales, en donde estamos poniendo toda la información. Me encantaría que empezáramos a poner una lista ahorita de las cosas de los conceptos que te quedaron claros después de haber escuchado a Sara y a Devon. ¿Qué te quedó claro el día de hoy? Escríbanlo ahí. A mí me llevé esto me llevé, esto me quedó claro, esto me impactó. Pongan si quieren poner una, dos, tres cosas, pónganlas en el chat a manera de un resumen para que la gente que no se conectó se dé cuenta de lo que se pierde. Y con todo lo que vayan poniendo, haremos un resumen y se los pasaremos a todos. ¿Les parece bien? ¿Les gusta? O sea, algo les ha de ver, algo nuevo han de haber aprendido, algo les ha de haber caído el 20. O sea, cualquier cosa que haya pasado el día de hoy en tu cabeza, en tu corazón, en tu alma, en tu toma de decisiones, en tu percepción de lo que hacemos, póngala en el chat, por favor. Adri, no sé qué quieres decir, pero estoy viendo que me está señalando así como me señalaba mi mamá.
Perdón.
Ah, no, no te preocupes. También me
Mirna
señalaba
quiere
para cosas
hacer
bonitas a
pregunta.
veces.
Mirna levantó la mano para hacer pregunta, entonces no sé si te habías
¿Quieres,
dado
Mirna?
cuenta.
Ah, gracias, no la había yo visto. Mirna, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenida.
Hola Juan, buenas noches, mucho gusto, mi nombre es Mirna Encinas, estoy aquí desde la bonita ciudad de Los Mochis,
Ah, muy
Sinaloa.
bonita, muy bonito.
Estamos en México, para cuando gusten venir, aquí los vamos a recibir con el corazón, que próximamente creo va a haber una reunión. Yo apenas tengo de conocer su proyecto unas horas, mi amiga Griselda me lo ha compartido y también el gran líder Julio González. Estoy recientemente probando un parche, la verdad estoy encantada porque llevaba así como que un poquito de así de flojerita y eso, y pues me lo pusieron y vas a creer que en un rato me empecé yo como a respirar bien y me gustó mucho, la verdad. Y me he sentido en estas horas, he observado que como que tengo ganas de hablarle a mis amigos, a mis amigas, decirle, estoy haciendo una lista y sobre todo pues vengo por lo que es el compartir el proyecto con muchas personas y me gustaron mucho los testimonios, la verdad, estoy impresionada porque sí, dentro de unas primeras horas hay personas que me han dicho, oye, sí, ¿qué contienen? O sea, se hacen muchas preguntas en las cuales pues yo misma tengo las dudas porque apenas tengo unas horas, pero estoy bien emocionada. He estado, de hecho, en algunas otras empresas, he estado haciendo comparaciones también en la cuestión financiera y eso me parece bien, los dineros son buenos y todo, ¿no? Pero el compartir, el llevar salud a las personas y el sobre todo algo que no hay aquí en México, algo como regenerativo,
Ni en
algo
el
como
mundo,
que
ni en México ni en el mundo. Esto no existe en ninguna otra parte.
esto va a venir así, la verdad, va a ser un boom, ¿no? Aquí en México, si lo llegamos a compartir y pues la verdad, eso de que está en 100 países internacional, me encanta la idea. Y pues la verdad estoy muy emocionada aquí, pues ya quiero empezar, decir, bueno,
¿Ya
¿por dónde
empezaste?
empiezo? ¿A quién le digo? Voy a entrar al Zoom, ahorita estaba batallando porque pues no entiendo mucho el inglés, pero dije, bueno, de perdida voy a leer lo que están poniendo y eso y lo otro, hasta que le estuve pique al teléfono y pues ahí empecé y ya, bueno, los escuché en español, dije, bueno, ya estoy en mi idioma, no soy tan perdida. Y pues no, aquí tengo el parche, me lo puso Julio y acá atrás traigo el de Griselda. Digo yo, ¿por qué contienen estos parches? Yo no sé, pero lo que sí sé es que tengo unas horas muy activas, respirando mejor. Hace mucho tiempo estuve yo tenía unas secuelas de unas fiebres que me dieron y pues siempre estaba como fatigada. Y pues créeme que el parche me está haciendo respirar bien ahorita en la tarde y pues me siento muy bien, o sea, la verdad yo no sé si sea eso, sea la emoción o algo, pero me encantó el proyecto y pues espero con el favor de Dios pues arrancar y compartirlo y sobre todo seguir probando de los beneficios y pues me da mucho gusto saber que hay gente de todo el mundo, de todas partes y me encanta la idea pues de que esto se está expandiendo mucho y sobre todo que hay muchos testimonios muy valiosos. La verdad pues los felicito, es un proyecto y pues qué bueno, gracias a Dios que me lo compartieron y pues que me voy a integrar con el favor a este grupo.
Oye, Mirna, pues yo ya de una vez desde ahorita te digo que te va a ir increíblemente bien porque son tus primeras horas, ya traes un testimonio increíble y dices, yo ya quiero empezar, pues ya empezaste.
Ya,
Mira, esto
de
es
hecho,
lo que hay que hacer es lo que estás haciendo. Nada más.
ya me vi porque como te digo, estoy en otros grupos, estaba iniciando de hecho en otra empresa y
No,
pues
ya salte,
de hecho
salte de esos grupos.
nunca puse mi cámara, nunca quise y dije, wow, dije pues me dijeron ven a la reunión, fui y pues yo creo mucho en las cuestiones de las señales que Dios da, los semáforos no tenían auto, mi casa estaba un poco lejos de donde me citaron para darme la información y pues los autos se abrían, haz de cuenta que iban 2, 3 autos delante de mí y se iban a la izquierda, otros a la derecha y dije, wow, dije, esto es una señal, me están abriendo el camino. Y pues llegué y lo primero que lo que platiqué a Julio es eso y pues la verdad bien emocionada y pues me dijo, y dime más y cómo te voy a decir todo en un día y pues quiero saber mucho más. Entonces ahorita que estoy escuchando digo, wow, a lo mejor ya llegué a la empresa correcta donde pues mi sueño es muy grande. Tengo un sueño hace mucho, he estado en otras empresas, de hecho en algunos estados ahí de Estados Unidos estuve hace como antes de que estuviera la pandemia, nos pausamos por eso, pero acababa de entrar a otro, estoy en otras inversiones aquí, pero la verdad, ni en ninguna me puse a hablar como estoy hablando con ustedes, siendo que ni los conozco ni nada, pero bien emocionada escuchándolos a todos, o sea, gente de esa edad, con esa actitud, o sea, felicidades, la verdad, y pues más con los testimonios y con el conocimiento que tiene la persona ahorita que la estaban traduciendo, dije yo, esto es para mí. Y pues una bendición que estamos aquí, gracias a Dios.
Pues bienvenida a la familia, Mirna, te mando un abrazo, un beso. Aquí somos una comunidad que hay gente de todos lados, de diferentes edades, todos con sueños, así como tú, todos con ganas, todos con una gran actitud y estás llegando a un gran lugar. Mi mejor consejo para ti, salte de todos los demás chats y métete al nuestro y vas a estar muy contenta.
Pues ya esta noche ya tengo aquí, ya estoy acomodando aquí el manager, espero con el favor de Dios en la siguiente reunión ahora que tengamos el mes que entra en septiembre aquí, pues pasar ahí con el manager, no quedarme ahí en la silla para que pues todos los demás hagamos el equipo.
No, pero ¿cuál
pues,
próxima
seguir
reunión en
creciendo.
septiembre? Ningún próxima reunión en septiembre. Aquí tenemos online, tenemos reuniones todos los días, casi todos los días. Así es que pégate al equipo y vas a ver que no te tienes que esperar a septiembre.
De una vez, vámonos, pues entonces por el director.
De una vez por el director. Te
Con
mando
el
un
favor
abrazo y
de
un
Dios.
beso y bienvenida.
Gracias, igualmente bendiciones para todos.
Miren, acaba de llegar y ya nos iba a contar hasta sus sueños. O sea, que tiene un sueño muy grande. Eso es como se construye un negocio. No andar diciendo que si las cosas técnicas del producto ni el dinero que se gana. Eso, tu por qué, tu propósito, qué te mueve, qué te hace hervir la sangre, de qué tienes ganas, tienes sueños, tienes metas, tienes objetivos por cumplir, tienes ganas de ser abuelo, ese tipo de cosas, carajo.
Juan,
Quiero vivir para mis hijos.
disculpe, mi sueño es ser patrocinadora de niños de cáncer a nivel internacional, si Dios me lo permite.
Ah,
Gracias.
qué bonito sueño.
Los
Qué
que se quieran
bonito sueño.
sumar.
Qué bonito sueño, Mirna. Gracias por complementarlo.
Te lo sortó.
Sí. Maravilloso, maravilloso. Bueno, ahora sí, a todos buenas noches. Ya nos pasamos mucho tiempo, pero les agradezco enormemente que se hayan quedado hasta el final. Espero que esto haya sido de valor para ustedes. Y lo que les pedí del chat, no era en este chat, sino el chat de U90X. Pongan todo ahí. Tenemos dos chats, el de U90X 1 y el de U90X 2. Pongan ahí lo que se llevan de esta noche. No se esperen a mañana, pónganlo hoy. Nosotros nos vamos a encargar de hacer un documento completo de del resumen de lo que de lo que fue importante para cada uno de ustedes. Bendiciones y recuerden algo muy importante. Si no eres tú, entonces ¿quién? Y si no es ahora, ¿vas a seguir esperando? ¿Cuánto tiempo más? Y si no es con amor, no está bonito. Si no es con amor, entonces ¿cómo? Que Dios los bendiga. Muy buenas noches.